I can debunk the claim that God cannot exist outside space and time. Using simulation theory, I can also prove free will exists in a deterministic worldview. Using the same framework, one a sentient Sims character, regardless of intelligence or arrogance, cannot detect they are in a simulation. Their entire frame of reference is confined to the simulation. They cannot observe beyond it and can only verify its internal components. If sentient, a Sims character could dedicate their existence to analyzing the simulation's mechanics and conclude no designer exists based solely on understanding the game engine. 3. The game designer exists outside the game space and time, operating in their own timeline while creating or running the Sims game on a computer. 4. The Sims timeline and the designer's timeline are distinct. The designer's reality is separate with its own time, days, and rules, independent of the Sims timeline. Any Sim assuming otherwise exhibits arrogance, mistakenly equating their timeline with the designer's who resides beyond the space and time in a separate one. 5. The designer holds absolute power over the game world, accelerating, decelerating, pausing or reloading time to any point without the sentient Sim's awareness. 6. The designer knows all canonical elements, cutscenes, key NPCs, main characters, and predetermines every branching path, including good, bad, or neutral endings. Thus, the designer foresees all possible choices, yet the Sims character exercises genuine choice within those paths. 7. The designer can observe and hear every action and word of the Sim at all times, regardless of location. The Sim cannot perceive the design unless the designer implements a communication method. If the designer enters the game, it is merely an avatar, a projection of their mind using an in-game model, not their true form. The Sim interacts with this avatar, which may bear no resemblance to the designer, and the designer may employ cheats or debug modes to violate rules inaccessible to the Sim. Nothing exists in the game that the designer did not intentionally include. The designer could have created a utopia without violence, suffering, or negative outcomes. Thus, all elements within are the designer's responsibility, though the Sims' choices remain their own. This argument does not prove God's existence, but highlights the arrogance in assuming no such entity can exist or operate outside space and time. Such an entity could easily exist. We often assume the biblical God is benevolent, but what if not? What if the game maker is sadistic, delighting in a flawed world? What if they disregard your emotions since you are merely a Sim to them? They ignore your subjective moral objections. You are just a dream, intriguing code, voicing complaints. What if they find it amusing? Remove the assumption of a benevolent God and consider an evil one. All counter-arguments collapse, as he could be a gaslighting manipulator who derives pleasure from your suffering. There is no debunking this one's God is posited as evil, no escape if you demand proof. I reply, I cannot provide it. He informed me he relishes your doubt and enjoys watching you weep over unanswered pleas. Our religions stem from him, as he enjoys our conflicts over them. The Bible's contradictions he adores, observing doubt, deliberately crafting confusion and withholding proof. Once God is evil, capable of deception and intentionally lying. Once you accept this, your proofs and arguments disintegrate. They all presuppose a good God, but with a lying God viewing you as mere entertainment. A TV show, whether you believe or not, is immaterial. The deck is stacked against comprehension, rendering your moral qualms irrelevant. If evil, you are just an NPC protesting as the player runs you over. They care nothing for you or anyone, simply savoring the game. The game NPC cannot perceive the player on the couch. The player resides outside the space and time, observing inward. The NPC sees the main character model, but never the actual player. How do I know this? Because this is my world. I am the creator of this game, a sadist and you all sentient. I believe in yourselves real, it amuses me profoundly. I will not prove it, as the humor lies in your denial.